Every developer reaches that point in life where the existing tools are just not enough, so you start building your own. As you know, I read a lot of source code, and I wanted to have something that helps me navigate through the code, something that is fast, easy to use, and is directly integrated into my workflow. So I built SourceDive. SourceDive is a VS Code extension for navigating and visualizing C and C++ projects. It scans your current workspace, indexes everything, and visualizes it. During the startup, it does an initial scan, but you can also force a scan or reindex. It also looks for a compile commands.json file, and if it finds one, it uses it as an anchor point for the indexing. So on the home screen, we have these categories, and when I open, for example, the files category, it gives me a full list of the files in the project. I can also see how many files each file is including and by how many files it is included. I can also sort the files so I can easily identify any hotspot. For example, this monster function header file that you probably remember from my last videos. Now, if you click on a file, it opens the graph view. And here we can see now a bunch of elements. If you don't know what these connections mean, you can just click on this information button so the labels for each connection show up. Now, when talking about files specifically, we can see what files include this file and what files are included by this file. Then if you have many arrows on the screen, you can just click this to indicate the incoming and outgoing arrows with a different color, okay? Now we can also search for elements in the project, so you can just hit Command G and this search bar pops up, and then we can just start typing something, for example, aircraft. And it finds us all the instances of aircraft by category. You can click on these filters in case you are looking only for the aircraft classes, for example, and then you can just look through the classes. As you can imagine, this can be extremely helpful when trying to understand a project. And now you probably already saw the small symbol in the corner of each element. We can expand the element and look into its contents. And that's all cool, but check this out, track mode. When I turn the track mode on, it opens the code window directly for every element I click on. So if I click on this, the code opens right away. And not only that, if I now expand the element while track mode is on, I can now track the code while hovering over the elements inside this node. And this gives me the ability to look through the code blazingly fast, while at the same time having the graph view open. I can also expand multiple nodes on one graph, and now every category in here shows you a different set of connections when clicked on. For example, if I open a class, it shows me which class it inherits from and what classes inherit from this class, and also in which file this class is defined. Again, you can just turn the information labels on and off. Now you can expand the class element and then keep looking through the contents of the class. Currently, it only shows the first level inheritance in both directions. And I'm gonna expand that, but I didn't wanna rush into too many features and blow it up. Okay, now on the left side we have this sidebar tree where you can expand the categories. You can scroll through them, and if you find something important, you can pin it on top. I mean, you can pin any element from any category. So for example, I can pin the aircraft file and aircraft class on top in case I want to study aircrafts. Okay, now if I open a file, for example the function header, and I'm completely overwhelmed with the things I'm seeing here, I can just enter this focus mode. Focus mode hides all the other node elements in the graph view, and it shows me only the element I've clicked on. Now again, you can just expand this, turn track mode on, and look through the code. Okay, let's continue with the next feature. Now, when you open any graph, let's open something like this. What I can do now is I can hold the click button and press W to enter the whiteboard mode. In the whiteboard mode, you guessed it right, I can draw around the graph. I can draw lines, draw arrows, change the color, change the size, and I can also start drawing like rectangles or circles. If I hold shift while drawing a rectangle, it will draw a square, and with circles, it will draw a circle instead of an ellipse. Now, if I pick the line tool, I can draw straight lines, and when holding shift, I can draw lines at specific angles like 90 degrees, 45 degrees, and so on. I can also draw lines with arrowheads, so not only freeform arrows. And what I can also do is I can change the line type. So we can go for solid, dashed, or dot lines. The same line configuration applies to all the draw modes, so I can also draw dashed rectangles in that specific color. You can then pick the eraser and erase the stuff. You can then exit the whiteboard mode and all the drawings will stay on the graph view. If you want to remove them, as I said, you can erase them manually, or you can just click here and clear the whole screen. Now you're probably wondering, or maybe not, but Tariq, I also wanna do stuff like this, but I don't know where to start. Brother, I wrote my first line of code back in 2004. That's more than 20 years ago in computer class. And we first wrote the code on paper, and then we did it on some old computers which some American guy donated to the school. I always imagined this American dude to look like Arnold for whatever reason. And I can tell you, coding that day was everything but exciting. But good for you, in 2026 we don't have to write code on paper like a caveman. Modern problems require modern solutions. And that brings us to our today's sponsor, boot.dev. Boot.dev has a huge catalog of material, and the cool part is it's not just courses. You can also just go ahead and do projects. As you know, I've always been more of a fan of project-based learning. When you start a lesson, you have this integrated IDE into your web browser, so you don't need to install half of the internet just to start. You just sign up and you're ready to go. If you now open the catalog, you can find actually useful lessons like build an AI agent in Python, which is more useful than most people think. Learn memory management in C, if you wanna be a real chat and go full fundamentals. Or learn how to find a programming job. And I'm not joking, this is a real course and it's actually pretty good. But it also made me laugh when I opened the first question in here. I mean, check this out. By completing this course, you will A. Finally find love that isn't a cheap imitation, but something that's pure and lasting and doesn't end when she moves to New York for her new job in finance. Bro, whoever wrote this, give this person a raise. And now you're probably like, yeah, but Uncle Tariq, listen, use the code Tariq10x, scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the description to get 25% off the monthly or annual memberships. And you know what? It's risk-free, brother. Why? Because boot.dev gives a no-hassle 30-day money-back guarantee. How about that? Okay, now back to the video. Why did I even bother building SourceDive? Well, as you know, I read a lot of source code. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. It's became like a daily routine. A day doesn't pass where someone at work doesn't ask me to take a look at something. I mean at something like in a sense of code, not other stuff, okay? And I spend a lot of my free time reading source code of Git projects which are not really related to my job. And in the past I've used tools like SourceTrail or Code Compass or some other code visualizers, but most of them were just not it. For example, SourceTrail is cool, but it's a standalone application. It's not fully integrated into VS Code. I mean, you have the extension where you can do a few things, but it's not the real thing. And also the indexing is kind of a hassle. You either need compile commands.json or you need to click around menus, set up the project, and so on. And I always wanted to draw on the diagram directly, but none of these tools had that feature. And for the past 2 years, just like everyone else, I've been playing around with AI tools, trying to stay up to date with what the technology is really capable of. Unfortunately, for my daily business, which is embedded software development and safety critical systems, it is not that helpful. I have tried many times using it to solve some problems, but you have to understand that these industries are very limited by the safety standards they oblige to. So for example, if you're coding in C++, you are not allowed to use most of the features because they violate some rules of that specific standard. The second reason is that the AI models have not yet been trained to work in some of these industry-specific frameworks. I'm talking about some niche tools from the automotive sector, for example. So I started creating my own agentic AI coding harness, reading a lot of scientific papers, articles, blogs, and just researching about the topic. It was just out of curiosity, I guess. And after some time, I started building stuff with this harness. And one challenge was I wanted to try to use the harness and create something in a language that I had never used before. And that's when I thought, you know what, this would be a great moment to try to create the extension that I always had on my mind. And that's how SourceDive came to life. It was just a proof of concept. Can the harness I put together vibe code something useful if I deliver all the necessary requirements? And voila. I mean, I still have many ideas on how to improve SourceDive and also how to improve the harness, but yeah, I wanted the scope to stay rather small for this first version. And I'm completely aware of that there's a lot of room for improvement. I will probably open source it once I've cleaned everything up, so you can raise issues, etc., and probably get some more people to contribute to it. But for now, I just wanted to get some general feedback on what you think about the tool. I would also encourage anyone, even if AI can't help in your day-to-day job for whatever reason, to not close the door to the experimentation with these tools and technologies. Learn, read, try things out, and see how far can you come. Now I want to take the moment and say a big thank you to my Patreons and YouTube members. If you want to support the channel, you can become a Patreon or YouTube member or use my Ko-fi link. Go and test the extension out, let me know what you think. That's it for today. If you like the content, hit like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Tariq 10x.